Good morning and welcome to the Man United Agenda, and this is your paper talk. I am Solo and I'm joined by OMONDI. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And OMONDI, I think we slept here last night, didn't we, on screen? It don't feel like
we haven't moved, have we? We haven't moved. Just been waiting for the next show to arrive, and just have my nibbles here, cup of tea. Yeah, been stuck
Coffee.
right here.
Can't do tea. I don't know where it is. I just can't. I used to do it when I was younger, but you know when I used to like tea is back home, back in Jamaica, when you have to use it. You know, I don't know if you use condensed milk or like you use the.
I don't. I use evaporated milk for my coffee and tea now.
Oh, do you? Yeah, I used to love it because the condensed milk, you didn't have to put, as a kid, everything's sweet.
No sugar,
so
no need sugar.
Condensed milk,
Just a little drop.
No sugar. Yeah, that's it. So now for me, I can only, to be honest with you, I can only drink coffee. Tea, not for me anymore. I've gone off tea years ago.
You know what it is? I was never really a coffee, tea drinker, but going into work every day, everyone's always put the kettle on, and you think after a while you get involved in it, don't you? You're like, they say, "Oh, do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea? I put the kettle on. Do you want a cup of tea?" And when you get bombarded every day, in the end, like, all right, just give me a cup of coffee, you know. And what I do now, I buy a tin of biscuits because I like to dip the shortbread biscuits, you know, the Danish shortbread.
Yeah. Don't tell me you like the guys up north where you'd put the biscuit in the fridge for a few days.
Yeah. I'm becoming a northerner. All this Man United fan base business is is having an effect.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Without you guys, we wouldn't be anywhere without you. So thank you so much for every single person who's going to join the comment, join me, join on Monday today. And on Monday, let's kickstart the show. Man United transfer links. How many now? Probably about 200 players so far. Transfer market ain't even open yet.
The window's soon open, and the speculation is rife.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about some pronunciation here. Excuse the pronunciation. On Monday is going to be my interpreter for the day. So I'm going to
as long as it's not Ibrahimovic.
Ibrahimovic. Oh, there you go. See, I can do that one. Anatovic.
Well, I've just done it. Anyway, let's move exactly, on. Yeah. I don't want to stumble. I'm on a roll.
You're on a roll. So let's start talking. Reports now coming up from the media regarding Man United and a couple of midfield and defensive option. So we're looking at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Got it. Yeah. Oh yeah. It seems like they've got a few issues this season. They're going to be offloading quite a lot of players in the sort of summer transfer window. The main notable one is Denis,
Zakaria,
and you got Matthias, Gridnak. Basically, both of these players are reported to join in. Well, Man United are interested in both of these players. With some of the profile, Zakaria, who is recently turned 25 years old. He's a senior Swiss international. He's had 40 caps to his name so far. After making about 50 Swiss league appearances for young boys, he was sold to Mönchengladbach for roughly the region of 12 million euros, which is 10.8 million pounds. He has made 144 appearances, including 11 in the Europa Championship. So on Monday, breakdown, Man United again linked with this Swiss international. What's the guy's name? I can't remember his name. Is it that he plays also for young boys as well? The guy I really like, the centre forward, the young one, 19-year-old, I really like. He plays for them up front, but he always comes on a sub. Young, athletic. It's not Jordan. Is it Jordan? No. I'll come back to it. I will come back to it.
Fair enough.
So Man United linked yet again with another.
Zakaria always been linked with Arsenal, even before his contract was going to expire. They were always looking at him as a transfer target for the last few years, to fit in for their midfield. They ended up getting Partey, who fits the bill for them perfectly, But Zakaria is a good, strong, well-known player. Obviously, like he's a Swiss international. And since he's gone to Germany, he's been a mainstay for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's a good player. I think he's a good player. No frills, just does a good job, but technically good. Can get the ball at his feet. He's strong as well. He's about 6'3" in height, so that speaks volumes about how big and strong he is. So this is another one to add to the list of numerous midfield players. I guarantee. One thing I do know: we will be getting a midfield player. That is the issue. That is the main issue for Man United at the moment. We will be looking at a midfield player. So here's another one to add to the list. Me personally, I prefer the other options that we've spoken about previously. But then he's going for free. He could be a good squad player for us. And that's as far as it goes. As for Gritner, I'm not really a big fan of his. I think we've got better at the moment in Varane, Lindelof, and Maguire. So I'm not really. I don't see where this comes in because we were looking at the Barcelona centre back as well, Uruguayan 22-year-old as well, Arriga or something. He's look on the radar as well. So I do think we're looking for a centre back, but Gritner doesn't really fit the bill for me. I don't think he's good enough to play for Manchester United, personally.
I know you're saying it, but sort of with him, he's a defensive by nature, but he's better suited in like a back three more than in a back two system.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's physically he's not strong enough. He's a good player, but he's gone past age thing for me. He's never really stepped up, I don't think. I know he's had a minimal caps for Germany or whatever, but he's not highly touted. And from what I've seen over the years, I've always had an eye on him. From what I've seen, I just dismiss him as in if I was a lower club, maybe I'd look at him for a freebie, but not for Manchester United. No way. I don't think he fits our...
What about his teammate as well, Matthias?
Who?
For Borussia Mönchengladbach as well.
Boy.
Yes,
is he young?
Well, you say young, but how old is he?
Who's Matthias?
Sorry,
who's Matthias? Sorry,
it's Matthias Grant.
That's the guy. Gritner. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah. Sorry, Gritner. But he's age 27, isn't he? So he's age 27. He's old. He's past that age gap. Yeah. And then you got Denis as well.
But Denis Zakaria, he's the midfielder from the Swiss midfielders. Yeah. So he's 25, I think.
Yeah,
so
25 years old. Yeah.
What we really want for age as in development. Like I said, he's a good big player, but I don't think he's the one for us either.
Yeah. It's a hard one because, like I said, we've gone through on here now a few shows where we spoke about other midfield players who I deem probably better than these guys at the moment we're linked with. Could it be a case of Manchester United now, rather than going and splashing the cash and making those sort of mistakes, is it a case that it seems like we're going down the route where we're trying to get cheaper player and trying to work with Ranić and whoever the manager will come in, if there's a manager, or whether or not Ranić will be there? Would it be a case of let's not go and buy all these superstars and probably just have one or two superstars?
Well, I think, look, you've got to ask yourself, what do we need? And there's probably 5, 6, 7, 8 players on the radar, say for midfielders. Who do we need? There's probably about 5 or 6 players on the radar that fit the bill, the criteria, tick all the boxes. So you put all these players together and you decide I don't think finance comes into it because we're Man United. I think this decision will be made on who's best fit for the club. And then you go down in order. And if you just can't get the first guy, then you go to the second guy, the third guy, whatever. But you've got to have the same. So I think Denis Zakaria probably would be in this list, but further down the list, in my opinion.
Pecking order.
Yeah, based because you're preparing the players like Cisse, Kamara, Neves, maybe Rice, all these sort of other players that kind of tick the boxes for us.
Yeah. So another one we're going to go into again, and this guy seems like, when the fly don't leave the swamp, always buzzing around, is Dembélé at Barcelona. I don't understand why, and if it's only speculation, so we're not going to give you and say it's gospel. It's only speculation here. But what I'm finding and I'm thinking is it a case of Man United do want him? Because if we do want him, and at the moment the attitude and the lack of commitment at the club right now, would Dembele come in and fit? Because apparently his attitude's got a really bad attitude. Not only he's got a bad attitude, but he's always an injury, constant injury. At the moment, we've got Bailly. Bailly's there already. He's constantly injured, and we criticize him as a player. He's going to then come in. He's going to sit on a high wage, but he's going to be injured. So what's the point of us going in when we have now spoke about players who's better than Dembele coming in the club?
Well, Dembele, for me, I mean, his period when he played for Rennes, when he played for Dortmund, that season at Dortmund, he was
fantastic,
amazing. And I remember he played against England one time. Him and Mbappe ripped us apart. You know, he was on top form, but obviously he got that move to Barcelona. Barcelona spent a hell of a lot of money on him, thinking that he was the next big thing. And yeah, he's very injury prone. But I think this comes from being unprofessional. He turns up late, he's slack, he stays up all night playing computer games, that kind of thing. He's still a kid. And imagine you're giving this kid all this big endorsement, playing for Barcelona, and he's loving life right now, like a lot of footballers are at that age who get swelled up with all the money. So his injury problem, I think, stems from not being professional. And this is what's coming out. I mean, there's no hiding place for him. He's in the spotlight, and this is bad period at Barcelona for him. He's been there so long. He's even run out his contract. His contract due to run out, and now he's negotiating. They do want to keep him because there is a player there. They do want to keep him, but they need to change his attitude. Something needs to change with him. And why would we bring a player like that with a bad attitude to Man United when apparently at the moment we're having to filter out all the bad apples from our club at the moment, you know? So me personally, I think if you've got the right manager and if you've got him motivated, he would be a fantastic player. He's probably one of the quickest players out there. He can play down
when
the
he's
middle,
not injured.
either wing. He's almost 2-footed. He can play. I'm talking about the guy at Dortmund. The guy at Barca is just doesn't. I don't recognize him, but he's 2-footed. Can shoot with both feet. Mainly he's left-footed, I believe, and just direct, fast. But his final ball sometimes is an issue. But getting away from defenders. I mean, Kyle Walker's renowned. We were talking about him the other day. Renowned as one of the best, fastest right backs out there, or fastest players out there. And he tore him up with the ball, got away from him. So that's how fast this guy Dembélé is. But it's all about attitude. Does he want to come?
Application.
If he's playing at Barca, he's at the top, apparently one of the top clubs already, and he still can't get his things together, you know? So that's a big question mark for me. Would we really be taking a risk by getting someone like him in who hasn't sorted out his attitude and will be staying up playing computer games all night? You need to get someone to, well, you know, like in the old days, they used to go and sit at someone's house. Get TALKMU to foster him and look after him, you know? And put him in line.
Exactly, put him in line. Yeah.
TALKMU fostering company.
So we should bring a hashtag in it. Hashtag TALKMU Foster. Yeah, that's a good one. But guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the Man United Agenda. We'll bring you the latest news. We'll be back as well for the watch along tonight. So if you're new to the channel, we'll do a watch along, and also we will do a review show after the match as well. And we'll do a Friday night takeaway as well, which is more comical. I'm hoping I haven't been clipped up this week at all. I don't think I have.
I think I have. We're talking about Zlatan too much. Yeah.
Oh,
not
fair enough. Fair. And you get to vote as well who wins it. But going into Dembele now, age 24, still young. He can play. His preferred position is either on the right hand side. He can play on the left as well. With him as well is 126 appearances, 30 goals, 22 assists. This season he's only had 2 assists, and he's only played in 8 games due to injury as well. Reports that Man United, Newcastle, PSG, Chelsea are amongst the club to reach out to the winger's agent, with Bayern Munich also in the race for him as well. Barcelona and Dembele representative have unable to reach an agreement. So with Barcelona unable to make an agreement with him, I think, to be honest with you, this is a spin for money. I think it's a spin for new contract, new money. Barcelona are in really bad crisis at the moment, and they have to sell to sort of like almost level their wage bill out as well. They've got to get rid of a lot of players in the summer. So do you think Dembele's deal runs out on the 30th of June as well? So he's almost not a million miles away from his contract running out.
Yeah, it's similar to the Pogba issue that we spend 100 million or whatever it was on Pogba, and then we let him go on a free. This is the same thing that applies to Barcelona. They spent 100+ million euros on this guy, thinking he would be there for the future, one for the future, and be a mainstay in the club. And he's been a complete flop for his professionalism, you know. So they don't want to lose money on him. That's why I think they're more concerned about tying him down to a new contract. Because if they let him go for free, it's just going to look like bad business. It's a bit embarrassing as well, you know. So Barcelona want to save face. I mean, they're really on the pits at the moment. Everyone's complaining about Man United, but look at Barcelona. I mean, they've really fallen from grace, haven't they? And this is just another example: poor management of a player, not getting the best out of a player, not really. I mean, this is the thing. They sold Neymar. I know it's a long time ago, but they sold Neymar. They had Neymar, Messi, and whoever else was up there at the time playing. They won the Champions League 2015, I think, with Neymar, Messi, and Suarez. Sorry, Neymar, Messi, and Suarez. And since then, they sold Neymar for whatever 200 million world record, still stands world record transfer fee, and ended up getting Coutinho and Dembélé into the club, thinking, right, we're just replacing these two guys. These two guys have been a flop. Coutinho hasn't played well at all. Now he's at the case where if they play him any more games, they're going to pay him another additional fee. You know, so they can't afford that. They need to get rid of him. And they're looking at Dembélé. He's been a complete flop. They thought he'd be the greatest thing since sliced bread, the way he was performing at Dortmund, and that's just been a disaster too. So there's two players there. I wouldn't touch with a barge pole.
But the money they paid for him, as well, 121 million. It's
like I'm saying, yes. So I mean,
blown out the water, isn't it?
They have to save face. If they should maybe try to tie him up to a new contract. And like you said initially, this is probably part of the deal. We see this all the time where he's touted out to other clubs, and then this is part of the negotiation to get a new deal.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. On Monday, would you mind going through some of the comments, please? We've got a few decent comments actually.
Yeah. So just to add here, Rafina
welcome, Devil. Welcome.
Yeah. How you doing, Devil's Den 666? That's a fitting number for Devil's Den. So he's saying Man United had been linked with Leeds United attacker, forward, left-footed Rafina, who came from Sporting Lisbon, I think it was. He's had a really successful time. He's been really highly touted in the Premiership. A lot of players like him. He's direct. He does score goals, and when he's not in the Leeds side, they don't really perform too well. He's a real threat, isn't he? So he could play on the right-hand side, that sort of inside forward position. I think Liverpool being interested in him as well, because that's the same position as Salah. And obviously Salah's going through contract negotiations right now. And also he's highly touted, Salah, and he could be sold. So Rafina would be a good fit for any of these top Premiership sides. That's proven in the Premiership. So let's see what happens with Rafina. I like him. I think he's direct. He's gives you that balance with being left-footed as well. But we'll see how that goes. I would prefer him at this stage over Dembélé, for example, because he's professional.
Be a better fit, won't he? Be a better fit.
Yeah. Just going through the comments. Do you want to say hi to MS Serindi? Says, what's happening at Man United? Are players even interested playing good football at the moment? Big question mark there. Is that? I think it's a process that we have to go through. Devil's Den again. Romaro's Napoli are looking at our centre back, who's currently alone at Villa. That's Tanzania.
We will be talking about him afterwards. After we go through the comments, he's next.
Surinder again saying no, Dembélé players. Please, we already have enough egotistic players.
Agree.
And we should discuss. This is the positions that he feels we need. Definitely need one good centre midfielder, one good centre defensive midfielder, and one centre back.
Yep.
And Romaro, we've done. Yep.
We're going to go through that.
Apparently, Ousmane and Dembélé is going to Juve. They're interested.
Morning.
And good morning.
I love that name. I absolutely love the name. Absolutely brilliant. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're the Mania Agenda. I am Solo and on Monday. And this is your Thursday morning transfer show. So let's go through Man United players now who we actually have at the club. And it's Napoli are said to be interested in Tuanzebe. According to reports, they're looking for him. Not only they are looking for him as well, but I think Olympiacos is also might be interested, but it seems like it's going to be more or less him going to probably Napoli. Whether or not this is a permanent deal or not, we're not sure yet. He hasn't stated what deal it is. This guy, Tuanzebe, I built him up to be the next sort of big thing at Man United, big centre-back. Is it opportunist or the opportunity he didn't get, or is it a lack of sort of where managers have come in and basically just overlook him?
Yeah, I think but it's equally both. He hasn't had the opportunity. When he has stepped up, he has played okay. Everyone talks about this great game against Paris Saint-Germain, but he has looked.
It was a great game.
yeah, we won, and he played pretty decent. You know, he's against some top talent attackers. And you think to yourself, wait a minute, this guy hardly gets a game, and when he does step up, you put him in against Paris with one of the best strike force out there, and he does a good. You know, so that has to be kudos to him. But the problem is, I think being at Manchester United, as I said before about this guy, he needs to really seize it and really show that character. I suspect that he does. He's not like it's easier for them to bring in a big name player like Bailey, Lindelof. All these guys are over him, you know, especially Maguire as well. And now we've got Varane. They're all over him because they're senior players, and he's doesn't seem to have the character or the voice or the personality to say, I demand that place and say it. It's right performing well, but behind the scenes, you have to sort of demand it as well and be selfish and be persistent with the manager. You know, I'm only speculating, but I don't see that personality in him from what I've seen from his body language on the pitch and everything else. So he's gone on loan a couple of times, had successful periods on loan. Once again, he's on loan at Villa. This is the second time around.
Free.
Oh, was it the third time?
Third time. I thought
it was the second. Yeah, I know he played in the Championship with Villa a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah,
but so either way,
so Villa loan for him was 3 times on loan. Yeah, 3 times.
Oh, wow,
on loan for them. Championship and twice in the Premier League now.
Okay, well there you go. So he's obviously getting recognised. And when you look at it now, we had Chris Smalling. He went to Italy. He went to play for Roma. Yep, we went to Roma, centre back, and he was getting rave reviews out there. And then now they're obviously Italy, the money's not there anymore. So they're looking at players they can bring in. And obviously English players are the attraction these days. You've got at Roma as well, Mourinho's there now, and he's brought in Tammy Abraham.
Tammy Abraham as well.
And he wasn't the first choice player at Chelsea. He's come in, he's the first choice at Roma, and he's doing okay out there. So is Italy the right location? I'd say players do need to get good experience and go out there, and he'd be a better player for it, playing in the best defensive. When I say the best defensive league, it's the best league which is renowned for good defenders, you know, and defending is part of the tactical side of the game. So I would. It's an opportunity. I think he should have a look at it properly, because I can't see him getting into the Man United side. Even if he blows up at Villa, I don't even think he's starting at Villa under Gerrard at the moment all the time. Constance seems to be playing a lot of the time. And then you've got a big dread who's always making mistakes. What's his name again?
My guy.
The game of Tyrone Mings.
Mings.
Who I just can't rate at all.
I don't know. I do like Tyrone Mings. I do like him.
Makes mistakes.
He does. He does.
Good luck. I think David needs to start looking at these options, because it looks like he can wait around for years. I don't think he's going to get a look at Man United.
And I think it's going to be probably a loan deal anyway, because I think it's going to be, because Koulibaly is out. They've got also someone who's on the African nation as well. For me, I think it could be a good experience if he was a loan deal. I wouldn't want to sell him. I would rather see him on a loan, see what he can do, rather than us saying we're going to go and buy a centre-back, see what he can produce whilst being on loan, and then see if we can draft him back in, and then have a look at some of the other players we've got right now at centre-back, and probably give him the opportunity, because he's 24 years old.
This is the issue, though, Solo. We got to bring players through. It's like a conveyor belt of youngsters coming through. He's had his window. He's, like you said, he's 24 years old now. He's had since he was 18. Oh, look at this guy. He's the next prospect. That's 6 years I'm talking now. And he still hasn't really had his opportunity. And now we're bypassed him, and we're looking at Mengi, or whatever his name is, the other young centre-back coming through. So everyone's going to say, right, here's his window of opportunity to come through. And I think they've his ship has sailed, Tuanzebe. As much as I like him, Good player, quick, fast, but he just doesn't have that presence and personality, in my opinion. That's what's let him down.
Okay. So, guys, Armando, if you want to do a few more of the comments.
Yep, just want to say, so yeah, they was talking about, good morning to Jackie.
Good morning, Jackie. Good morning.
Good morning, all the panel. And thanks, Jackie, for your prediction. I hope it is a 2-1, 3 points for us, like you
Let's
said.
do it.
MS again says, Ranić has inherited problems from Oli era. Do you think with some good signings, we've reached top 4? Do you want to answer
that? We have to reach top 4. We have to. It's not even if and but. We have to make top 4, because if we don't, and the quality of, well, we've got quality players. The problem is, does the player have the desire to reach top 4? Is top 4 just good enough, or they don't really care? But for me, as a Man United fan, the minimum, I can't sit here and honestly, I love my club, but I can't sit here on a Thursday night and do a reaction show on a Thursday night. It's painful.
Tunzabi's from Jackie Shit. Tunzabi is a good player. Has taken opportunities at the club and away from the club. He has many attributes. I'm at a loss as to why he can't hold down a steady role at the club. Yeah, it's a good shout there. Jinx is in the house. Stephen Herbert, Anthony Herbert's in the house.
Big up.
Good morning, Jinx. And finally, Tunzabi has got so much potential. Just look at him against PSG. He was like a brick wall against Neymar and Mbappe. But Ole, being Ole, not giving him a chance and probably ruined his career. So yeah, a lot of support here for Tunzabi.
Yeah, Tunzabi, it's one of those ones where, as you said, couple of goals. Was it the Everton one as well, where he got the blame for the own goal? The Leicester, sorry, he got the Leicester. He got the blame for the own goal, and he got literally tarnished. And I probably would think Ole probably took out the limelight a bit, but there's players at the club who's done far worse, like performance-wise, but still hasn't been dropped and playing week in, week out. For me, Tunzabi is going to be one of these players. We're going to let him go, and then we're going to go back and we're going to sign him for probably about 100, 150 million sooner rather than later. And that's what I'm saying. We need to probably put him on loan and then get rid of other players, because we still got Phil Jones at the club. Phil Jones ain't gone on loan.
Yeah.
So it swings there and thereabouts, really. Guys, if you're in the comments, you've just joined us, give us a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. Next one we're going to go through. Man United versus Burnley tonight. We know Victor is out today due to COVID. We know Pogba is out due to a thigh. And the rumor is now David De Gea didn't train yesterday with the team. So he will probably miss. Whether or not he does, I'm not sure. This is only reports at the moment, guys. So quote me, unquote me. This would give Henderson a very good opportunity of coming in now, because on Monday, talk to us. Tell us about Henderson and why you think he's Man United #1. Even though right now, I think most Man United fan out there would right now tell you David De Gea is probably our player of the season so far.
Yeah, and that's based on these camera saves, you know, the camera.
But hold on, that save against Newcastle was brilliant, though. That save against Newcastle was top save, give you top that, top draw.
Look, our very own Jay Motti, he was the one who was criticising Ramsdale. He was saying most of these saves, getting a lot of plaudits, most of these saves are like right at him, or just, you know, showpiece saves, and you can make them look good. Ray Clements used to do that, and Peter Shilton used to do these long like thing, when really sometimes you can actually make it look a lot simpler. I have doubts about De Gea. I tend to think that Henderson is a better goalkeeper given the opportunity. The way we're playing right now, the shots are coming on target. Yep, you could say he's making good saves, all this kind of thing. But I like the characteristics that Henderson gives us, and that would be being vocal, command of the box, coming out of the box, and claiming things like a sweeper keeper. This is we're the era of sweeper keepers. That means coming off your line, reading, especially when we're playing a high line like this. He's not going to get lobbed. I mean, no one's got that ability. There's no Beckhams out there anymore, or Nate.
Oh, here we go. Please don't do that to me. And then knowing tonight he get lobbed.
Hope you're not watching that, Burnley. Yeah, but I think with the high line that we're supposed to be playing, he needs to be at the edge of his box to pick things up, you know, just in case that ball comes over. I've seen him do that when he did play recently against young boys. for example. He was always ready to come out and pick up the ball. So these are things that De Gea doesn't do. So you've got to have some balance here. You can't just say De Gea is making all these great saves when he's not coming out and commanding the 6-yard box, for example. You know, so that's the issue I've got. I think I would like to. It's a great opportunity coming up to the January transfer window. Give Dean Henderson a game and let him, start get his confidence back, because there's so much indecision at the club at the moment. People wanting to leave. People, not happy. So give him a game. And against Burnley, I don't think that's too much risk.
For me, obviously, if he has to play against Burnley. My worry about Dean Henderson, I know you keep saying sort of he's the sweeper keeper, he controlled his box. It's about the shots that's coming at him. If there's a long-range shot, he spills them all the time. No, he spills them, though. If you go back and you watch the games last season when he had his opportunity, remember, it's for me, the one that catches me all the time is the Liverpool one. And it wasn't a spill shot.
He actually parted the way for Salah to score. He gave him the whole.
He gave Salah the whole goal to score. He just
it's not about spinning shots. That wasn't about spinning shots. That's just about positionally. When the ball come, they ran at him. He was able to gave him the whole wide area to shoot in. Said here, invited him to shoot.
I have my doubts over him, and I've said it before in the show, and I will keep saying it. Henderson will not be Man United number one, and David De Gea and him both will leave the club very soon, and we'll get a new keeper in. That's how it will be. And I honestly think, I know people are going to have me for this one, but if the rumor is right and true, it's going to end up being the Argentinian that leads. I don't see as young, but I don't see what is. I know he's playing for Leeds United, and they're going to more or less concede and have more shots against them, but I can't see why.
Let's just give you a quote from the manager's mouth. That's Ralph. He said that basically he was asked about De Gea, and he said he's making world-class saves and he's a world-class keeper at the moment. So that's what Ralph thinks. So Ralph is obviously pleased with De Gea at the moment. And Jackie's saying here, Monday we're gonna have to fall out. De Gea versus Dean Henderson debate. She's not happy, but I'm just bringing some balance to the debate, because everyone's raving about De Gea at the moment. But come on,
but he's our player of the season. He's our player of the season.
I think not. I think
name it. Okay, who's your player of the season so far? Who's done? And please don't say Henderson. Not Henderson. Maguire.
I'm not going to say Maguire. I'm going to say I'd have to say Ronaldo, maybe, because Ronaldo saved us. We wouldn't be in the Champions League. We wouldn't beat West Ham. Ronaldo's turned up when he's been fed. It's like when David De Gea's been needed for these sort of point blank saves. What he does good. It's great, but De Gea's also made mistakes against Man City. There's a 1-2 they played. I keep talking about that goal where Bernardo Silva scored against us, and I think De Gea should have come out and claimed that. It's in his 6-yard box. He's standing on the line. Why is he standing on the line? Come out, just come through the man and take everything, and clear. This is my keepers. Why doesn't he do that? Yeah. He doesn't do that because he's afraid. And he's standing on your line and doing all these point blank saves. I mean,
this is for you. This is for you. This is question is for you, and it's so true. I agree with this.
Ralph could put Heaton in goal because Dean wants to leave, and would Ralph really pick a player who wants to leave the club? I think you have to ask the reasons why they want to leave. It's the difference between Martial wanting to leave and Henderson want to leave. Henderson's 24. He wants to play games. He's a goalkeeper, and he's a fine goalkeeper. That is. Martial wants to leave because he hasn't got the right attitude, and that's been proven. I think it's obvious to fans for a long time now, and it's definitely obvious to Ralph that Martial wants to leave because he's got a bad attitude. He's too comfortable. But Henderson's a winner. Henderson wants to play. This is the difference between the two. So you've got to gauge why people want to leave the club. Sometimes it's for a positive reason. He wants to leave because he wants to be a number one. He wants to play for England. He wants to be England number one. He wants to prove. He's watching Ramsdale right now, who he was his understudy at Sheffield United, blowing up, and everyone's raving about him because he's getting games. Simple as that.
Yeah. And I was going to say that I think most of these players, like your Jesse Lingard, your Dean Henderson, your Martial, all these guys want to leave Man United because of the World Cup. The World Cup's around the corner. They want to go and play games.
But is that a bad thing? Are we saying he's got a bad attitude because they want to play?
No,
games?
You know what? I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
The problem is, look at Pogba. Pogba wants to leave maybe because he's had his head turned. He wants to go for a better contract or wants to play for a better club, what he feels is a better club, and he doesn't want to put it in or whatever. There's different reasons. the guys you mentioned, Henderson, Lingard stayed. Lingard's going to stay to the end of the summer. He wants to probably prove himself. Yeah. We can just speculate, but that's what I believe. I believe Henderson wants to play. He wants to be number one. That's the difference. So I wouldn't be saying if you're Ralph and saying players want to leave, then let them go. It doesn't necessarily mean you got to want to leave for the right reasons. And he wants to stay. I think Henderson wants to stay for the right reasons, but he's not getting the opportunity. So that's why he's saying.
But you won't get the opportunity. De Gea been on this form. De Gea, this is the old De Gea. What I remember, what's happening right now. This is, he's on form. He's on fire, and you can't drop him right now. He's probably still behind Liverpool's keeper, and probably I would say City, and that's it.
Has De Gea? My question would be. All this it still remains. When De Gea came to club, he was a skinny young kid from Atletico.
Yeah.
What teams used to do, they used to crowd him, bully him, and he was hiding a lot of times.
And he went to the gym.
He still doesn't look like he's been.
He went to the gym. He went to the gym and started pushing.
I don't see it. Yeah, I just don't see it. He looks like we could blown away thing. But now what he's known for is shot stopping. He used to be known for sweeper keeper, coming out, passing the ball, that kind of thing. He doesn't even come out of his box anymore. He doesn't even come
you know what? I'm going to say, go back and watch the Newcastle game.
When he was winning Player of the Year for Man United all these years, we weren't winning the league. And I can't even recall if he was there in 2013 when we won the league. Was he? Maybe he was.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He was.
All right, maybe he was. But since then, what has he
signed
done?
him and then he left.
What has he done? I don't think he's done enough. He's not like. We look at Edwin van der Sar, Schmeichel. This is the standard of goalkeeper we need to be winning.
I know.
Consistent leagues. De Gea, I'm giving you thoughts about De Gea that we're all agreeing on. He doesn't come off his line, doesn't command his area, he's not a sweeper keeper, he's not vocal. These are four things that are key things. Are we just going to ignore that and say, look at that wonderful save? Let me take a picture.
Can I say something to you though?
Frame it on my wall. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a nice big framed picture of De Gea saving something, like reaching out, and I'm going to put it on behind me. This is gone. This is gone. It's gone from now on. It's going to be De Gea, one for the cameras. That's what I call it.
Yeah, you know the thing though, as much as he's saying about your Peter Schmeichel, your Edwin, he had better defenders. He had better defenders around him. Man United right now, I can't tell you what's going on with these defenders. And these defenders ain't cheap. These guys ain't cheap. I saw someone put a photograph up the other day of, I think it was Wayne Rooney. Who was it? Wayne Rooney was in it. Rio Ferdinand, Van der Sar, and I can't remember. Basically, about 4 players. And under all those 4 players, I think the total value for all of them was like under 100 million. And you got to think, we've got Harry Maguire at centre back, Lindelof, and let's go Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. That's what, nearly 200 million, or just over 200 million. It's a big difference. It's a huge difference.
Change.
Exactly.
Evolve,
evolve. And this is what I'm trying to get at. My point with you is, if you got we criticize, and when we had Lingard playing sort of like with Pogba and for stuff, we used to sit there and go, oh yeah, but Pogba ain't going to show his true class because we've got thingy playing with him, Lingard. Now, it's a case of, you can't really say De Gea is a bad keeper or he doesn't do this, because right now his centre-back pairing or whoever he's got, literally, I don't think they're good enough. Don't get me wrong. I will say this. I will give some respect to Victor Lindelof for this season. He has not put a foot wrong. And he's one of his biggest critique. I criticize him all the time. And I've got to say right now, fit Victor, I'd have him right now starting over Harry Maguire.
See, this is where you go wrong. I mean, it's so easy. This is what I'm saying for fickle fans. Last season, Harry Maguire was the main man. And when we missed him, when that goal, we would have conceded a goal in the final against Villarreal if Harry Maguire had been there. Who was there trying to clear it? Lindelof. Who was getting bullied throughout the season? That you, on your own show, Solo, you were saying Lindelof was getting bullied. That's his weakness. Granted, he's a good player, but it's all about partnerships, isn't it? Harry Maguire, right, is today, right? Obviously, we had a poor tactics under Ollie, and our defense was getting exposed week in, week out. And Harry Maguire, because his head stands out, or because he's the 80 million pound player, he's the one who always gets pointed out. Look at you, you're on the floor, you made a mistake, you did. But he's still England's number one. He's still one of the top 5-6 defenders, centre backs in the Premier League. And let's not forget that we're playing Burnley tonight. You're going to stick Lindelof in there against Chris Wood?
Listen,
you really want that to happen?
He's got me stumped. He's got me stumped.
Just Matthew Bassett, he's saying, who would you rather have, Rudiger or Grintner from Muchen?
I wouldn't have Rudiger.
I would have Rudiger all day, every day.
No, don't. For me, like I said, I keep saying about Rudiger. Again, it's partnership as well, isn't it? Like you said, it's about the partnership. I know at the moment at Chelsea, he's been doing really well at Chelsea for. Is it one season, or could we say 1.5 or less than 1.5 season?
Since he's come back from Lampard, well, even before that, since Lampard got sacked and Tuchel brought him back in, he's been a beast. He's been a monster out there, and he's got them to the Champions League final, and they won it. Honestly, he's a very good player, but you have to tweak him, get the best motivation out of him, and that's what Tuchel's been doing. And just to say here, yeah, go on.
I was going to say again, his contract's running out, so this is another ploy to get more money from Man United.
Could possibly be, and he doesn't fit the age range as well.
There
Whereas De Ligt from Juventus,
De Ligt, I'd love De Ligt at United.
He's in our age category, and he's a good player. And I would love to have him. Just here, Jackie's we're going bumping heads here. Jackie, she's saying here, she puts in her case for De Gea. She's saying you have to ask yourself why Arsenal went for Ramsdale and not Henderson. He is not an elite keeper. He is indecisive, thinks he's a sweeper keeper. De Gea has a mixture of skills that Henderson lacks. So we should go to court, and put our case forward. Here, because I disagree with Jackie.
And Anthony, I'm not agreeing with you guys. You're on Monday with your number 10. On Monday we'll pick David De Gea. On Monday we'll pick Maguire, even if Maguire's on crutches or something like that. So I'm not getting involved. But guys, listen. It's been great. Thanks everyone for all your comments. Really, really nice comments there, guys. A lot of intelligent ones as well. We're the Mania Agenda. And if you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Not only hit the subscribe button, but we will be doing a watch along tonight with Talk and Mr. B. And then, yeah, I know, neither can I. He gets a bit rowdy, doesn't he? Okay, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks for the support.
And even though we're doing a watch along, we're also doing a post-match show as well. That's would be maybe me and you.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be me and you tonight. Okay, I'm going to work, so yeah, with me, probably me and you. I'll come home and then I'll watch it whilst I'm at work. We won't say anything. But yeah, guys, listen. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Jacqueline's last comment. I'm not anti-Anderson. There you go. I think you guys need to go to a court, take it to a court. We will have to do a special
this
show.
Suggests otherwise, Jackie.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Anthony Herbert. And let's we'll see you a bit later on, guys. Thank you for everyone who's dropped their comments in today. Really appreciate that. From me, Solo, from OMONDI. Have a pleasant day and be safe.